So I often get the comment or the question in regards to for Alaska or for large game, what will be my recommended calibers? Well, I have a few videos about that, but if you want to truly narrow it down to the most common here in Alaska, based on my experience, take that with a grain of salt. I think we can rule out a whole bunch and just leave it at 3. And I will ask for those who live here in Alaska to tell me whether or not you agree with my assessment. You will need a large caliber rifle, you will need a rimfire, and you will need a handgun for protection. So let's begin with the rimfire. I'm going to be pulling out what I own. That way there's no argument of like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Billy, because you don't have it. I do have it. So the first one will be a 1022. It is safe. I already checked all the firearms, so it's checked for YouTube purposes and whatnot. So this is mine. This one weighs 4 pounds. It's really, really light. This one has a Vortex Crossfire 39x40, and it is a tag driver. It really is. It's 50 yards. It's like bam, 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 same hole. Really nice, really accurate, and really light. And this is what you want. Something really, really light. At least that's something that I want. That's why I have it in this configuration. Now, for ammunition purposes, I use mainly for this one the CCI Quiet because this one, not all the time, but at times I do put the shisha on. So I like using that. For all intents and purposes, you can run your standard CCI 22 and it works perfectly fine. For this one in particularly, I change a couple of things internally. Obviously the barrel as well and the stock. Well, I changed a few things. The trigger is the same. I don't have a problem with the trigger. A lot of folks complain about the trigger on the 1022. I don't have a problem with it. I did not change the charging handle. However, I did change the spring inside so there can be a lighter spring because, you know, surprise and whatnot. And I did change the bolt in the back, the pin. Now it doesn't sound as bad. It doesn't hit the metal. It's a plastic one. I got it on Midway USA. Along with that, that's it. And of course, you know, get good scope rings and whatnot and go out and test it. Now, one thing that I will recommend everybody, make sure you torque everything to specs. Make sure you do that. Weather here sucks. You know, it's not like you're driving and you're sitting and whatnot. No, a lot of times when you go out, you have to be an ATV, snow machine, you know, even if you are on foot or whatever, you know, terrain here sucks. So make sure you torque everything to specs. Now, the one thing that I will say too is make sure that you have your tools that are weather resistant. Weather here also sucks. In Alaska, the weather is as bipolar as your mother-in-law. So I'm just going to say that way. So 1022 will be the first choice for rimfire. The second choice will be a large caliber, preferably a 30 caliber. Now I'm going to show something in here. Again, I have checked everything already. So be mindful that everything is safe. But I'm going to show something in here that I think I shared it in the past, but not lately. Lately, you guys have seen more than, you know, like M1As, you know, other rifles and whatnot. This is specifically for hunting. And I will say it will be the Ruger. This is the M77. And this 3006, let me take out the scope cover. This has a loophole. Let me see if I remember, 39x40. So it does not have a lot of magnification, but it's good enough. This right here, I'm going to open it so you guys can see. It is empty. There's nothing in here. And I'm going to even open it through here. No bullets. So now it is 100% safe to deal with, to touch. Apparently, people will get shot through the TV. Now, this is a controlled feed. This is preferable when it comes to hunting because it grabs the round and it doesn't let it go. That is the reality of it. When it comes to hunting rifles, controlled feed, it is a plus. It does have three-stage safety. That's also a good thing. You see, it locks completely. Second stage, you open, but you cannot press the trigger. And lastly, the other way around, forward, boom, and that's it. Now, these things are built like a tank. They really are built like a tank. However, nothing in life is perfect. You have to make sure you torque this thing correctly. And one of the things that I struggle with early on was this screw right here. That screw right there, if you don't have it torqued correctly, your accuracy goes to the crapper. And if I remember correctly, the torque on that one is about 70 pounds, so it is heavy. You don't have to do it, but my recommendation is get a market in case that it moves. Now, you can have the what is this called now? The muscle something. I can't remember. It's early in the morning and I'm tired. It does come with three. One without the holes, same length, and one small one just to cover the thread. The thread here is weird. I do not have an adapter to put a suppressor on this one. It's just a weird thread that I had not found an adapter yet. I do have it with the Monster Breaker, sorry. Now I remember, Monster Breaker. Because it taints the recoil. It's louder, but it taints the recoil. If I will take it to the field, probably I will leave it because I really don't care if people hear me or not. But you can change it to the other one and, you know, you get more recoil, but less bang, I guess. It doesn't change the point of impact, but if you change for the small one, it does. One bad thing that I really don't like about this particular rifle is the bowl. This is really, really small. And often enough, you know, it's a little hard to grab. Just, I don't like that at all. People change the rings for the quick detach. I have the original rings. Again, make sure you put it to specs. Everything has to be to specs. You have to tie everything. You have to invest in a wrench that you have the poundage and whatnot. It does have iron sight, so if I had to remove it, I would just take out my Leatherman. I don't know whether or not it will happen because loopholes are notoriously good scopes. So I never had an issue, but you never know. But I do have the ability of having iron sight, and it is fairly good. So 3006, I think everybody will agree that 3006 will take anything down in North America and most places in the world. You can go light, you can go heavy. A lot of folks here like using 180 grains. Again, I'm just giving you information. I like having a buck pad. That way I can put extra ammunition in here. You can just put it in there. That way I have it available. This is not magazine fed. You literally have to push in the rounds. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. It does have a few sharp edges here and there. Other than that, it is a very, very robust firearm and it will get the job done. Now, I don't know what else to tell you. It's just a Ruger. They're not meant to be pretty, but they are meant to be used and they are built like a tank. So for large caliber, this will serve you right. All right. The last thing will be self-protection. When it comes to self-protection, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Just get a Glock 20 and you'll be fine. This is a Glock 20. Nothing in here. Empty. Nothing. A Glock 20. Having it in a chest rig. Diamond D leather sells awesome ones. I have them. I use them. do change the iron sights that come with sucks. Change them. That's the one thing that I will recommend you. The other thing is this thing right here, the takedown lever. Just change it. It makes it a lot easier to use an extended one. Take it apart really fast. The other one you have to struggle with, and it's just a gigantic pain in the butt. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, just Glock 20, you have 15 rounds of 10 millimeter. Make sure that you get the buffalo bore. Make sure you get the buffalo bore, full power. Don't go low or anything like that. Full power. I will be honest with you. I carry this in the field, in the chest. 10 millimeter is the go-to here. If you cannot afford Glock 29 and Glock 20, just get the Glock 20 and you will be just fine. It will work. This is what a lot of people here carry. 10 millimeter is nothing to laugh about. So that is it. 22, 1022, and for 22 caliber, a Ruger M77 3006, and a Glock 20 or 29. Glock 20, full size. Just go with the full size and that's it. And that will be more than enough for here for Alaska. That being said, I hope you have a great one. God bless you, and I hope to see you in the next one.